right in my own village, we needed land to construct something. Some leaders, we go and tell the youth, don't agree. They will come out and tell me, we have spoken to them. These people are terrible. That is what is happening here. 2 nights ago, they went and they demolished the fence, also rose, and went to their houses and demolished their houses. That is their own action and reaction. But my own action is to charge them to court. Houses have been burnt, but most of you to encourage the youth to do what they're doing. Look at our women, look at our children. Look at the story about a small child. There are things people do, they bring curse upon the land. I'm happy you're a pastor. The first curse that came upon the land and on earth is of blood. We're living at an age that we no longer. How can I take a knife and place it on the body of another man? Even if it is my worst age that people unknowingly have brought curses upon their lands, upon their generations. Look at Effium, very wonderfully populated place. Each time I come here, my spirit glows. I love Effium. And each time I make speech, I have plans for Effium. I have very big market here. Well populated. The ring road is supposed to start on this road by the middle of March. The first is that it will not start. Don't clap because it will not start. Every development is hereby cancelled in Effium. We have to cancel it. You know, when two people want to fight, you are begging them, don't. That's what was happening. 2 of them, Commissioner for Border Peace, will look at properties burnt. One thing about my government is that when people destroy their properties, we will never give a kobo to rebuild it. So no kobo will come from government to rebuild any property that is burnt here. Because the leaders, they know about all these things. They are the ones encouraging them. If the Effium people are seeking for peace by all means, they wouldn't have been crisis. If their leaders are determined, if the leaders of SR people, SR Effium, are seeking for peace, they wouldn't be listening. We encourage this clannishness. We encourage it. And I've told our people. Now, I want to ask, Oda is the chairman of the local government. What has he done for Effium people? Every development here came from me. Chinedwa is House of Assembly. What has he used that position to do for Effium people? We kill ourselves for the interests of people. They are fighting for their own personal and selfish interest. The councillor, what has he done for the next neighbor? You kill people to make councillors. Tell me what that councillor has done for you. Tell me what the coordinator going with his or her brand new jeep, what do your people have benefited from it? The other day, after security meeting, after meeting with stakeholders of my party, I went all the way to Akadoro Bridge in Ezra North. I wept. I wept. Look at where people come all the way from to cast votes for us. Year after year, administration after administration, they're still going by the bamboo bridge. And we are killing ourselves. Instead of tasking our leaders, we have come to a stage, we have very unpatriotic leaders in this country. Our youths are deceived. 10,000 they take to social media to destroy people whose hands are clean. The Bible says, whatsoever a man soweth, he will reap. That's the reason why there is no progress among our youths. It's a shame. It's a shame. I told my village people, I said, some of your people have land in Izzy land, their own landed property. When people struggle for land, I say they are very stupid. The first world came to be was destroyed by God with flood. People existed. People owned this land. The flood took them away. Why will you now boast by the second creation that the land belongs to you? Did you know who lived here before and died? Some people came to me in my village before I became a governor. They were struggling for land. Somebody said, I'm going to take oath that this land belongs to us. I gave them the story. Then I gave them another scenario. I said my father left his ancestral home and came to the Ego. A lot of other people did the same. At the time they came, it was thick forest. In our neighbor, now warfare. Another person, another neighbor, now warfare. Some of them were killed by lions and wild animals. And you continue to open the forest till you get to that point that the man was killed by animal does not mean that you are owner of that land. And out of 4 generations, you want to take oath. You take oath over a land you didn't know how it came about. Why should people begin to say that you're a stranger? A stranger at where? The Igbo man that wants Biafra. The Igbo man that wants to rule themselves. But in a small community, they can't stay together. It's a shame. Nobody is a stranger in Igbo land. Our leaders are the people sowing this seed of discord for their own selfish interests. Look round the entire Ebonyi state. No leaders' houses ever got burned. Their brothers never got killed. When that cycle is finished, they start another cycle. We continue to burn the houses of our mothers and fathers. I saw what was posted to my security agencies. Men that were over 90 years stranded in a very thick forest. Is that what we elected and appointed these people to do? Sometimes people in government manipulate issues. Park. 90% of the revenue of this state are in the hands of people. Some of them government officials. They will still go out and say government is wicked. They are taxing the people so much. This money doesn't come to us. It is a shame. It is a shame. What shall we tell Ephraim and Isaiah that got together before most of us were born? What do we tell you? Look at the mothers. Look at the children. When these gladiators were starting this fire, I'm sure they knew how far it would go. I want to be quoted anywhere to the security agencies. If you see that person with gun, exchanging gun with security agencies, or trying to kill the faceless mothers and fathers and children, that person will not live. That person should not live. The rule of engagement is that if you see somebody trying to commit ordinary arson, you have to demobilize him. We have to send more security men to all the villages. We have to do that. So I'm going for security meeting now. There was different youth organization for Ephraim youth and Ephraim. I said no. I dissolved them. Have one youth organization. Get from here, get from here. If there are 12, we can ask the SR community to nominate from Effium. Effium nominate from Eza. This will be the people that will bring peace. The youth organization still remain dissolved. And if that to be reconstituted, we need to know. And this formula must be adopted. The demand for separate autonomous communities cannot solve your problem. Because there's no distinct boundary between you. If you start talking of autonomous community, it is a referendum between the Effium and Effium people. I will not further divide you. If I can't help you, I cannot. If you come together and you live in peace, we need to start talking in that direction. All political appointments in these 5 wards are hereby suspended. All the political appointments. I have no power to suspend the elected people, but the House of Assembly, does have. And I'm going to report to them, and are going to take decision on that. The Hague, I don't know if it's here. You must procure court order.